Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's talk about some of the derived biofuels, and one of the most important of them is biogas, especially methane biogas. So biogas is basically methane-rich gas which is generated by different anaerobic processes which are operated by different anaerobic bacteria, especially the anaerobic archaea known as methanogens, and they generate methane by different processes, especially by two major known routes. This biogas can be used as fuel to operate different processes. You can see here it is an energy-rich gas with a typical range of 21 to 28 megajoules per cubic meter. Now, the main route for methane production is via acetic acid and accounts for the production of 75% of the methane. The rest of the methane is produced by the carbon dioxide and hydrogen route. Here you can see that the basic sketch of how it operates. We introduce bio-waste to the relevant bacteria and archaea, and the hydrolysis of the bio-waste occurs, followed by the acidogenesis, and then one of the two routes can be taken. The major one is this one, through acetic acid and acetate. It leads to the production of methane and carbon dioxide. The other one is through hydrogen and carbon dioxide. However, this route is used very rare cases. The most used one is this one. Now, if we have a biogas plant and we introduce our bio-waste in it and we introduce bacteria and we start the process, the curve that we obtained for the gas production can be divided into 5 major states. The first stage is where the bio-waste cellulose is at the peak. The dissolved oxygen levels, they start falling to zero. The nitrogen and carbon dioxide levels are at the atmospheric levels. And then the process starts in the bioreactor and we achieve stage 2, in which carbon dioxide, hydrogen and fatty acids level they increase. Nitrogen level falls to about 10% and cellulose begins to be broken down. So the process has been started and the microbes have started growing, and that's why cellulose or the bio-waste has been started to be broken down. If we continue the process, it will go into stage 3, in which carbon dioxide is further decreased and it holds around 40%. Methane production now starts. So first the gases, their concentration is achieved, maintained, and then as the bacteria have started growing, they start metabolizing and degrading cellulose, and again the concentration of different gases they change, and then ultimately the methane production starts in the stage number 3. Free fatty acids decrease to minimum levels, cellulose breakdown continues, nitrogen level again falls to zero. So you can see here all these processes, they are happening at the same time and they interdepend on each other. It will continue to stage 4, in which carbon dioxide and methane continue to be generated, steady at a rate of 40 to 60%, and the cellular component have mostly reduced or degraded. And at stage 5, cellulose or bio-waste has been completely destroyed and degraded and utilized, and ultimately leads to zero methane production. Because the bio-waste or the nutrient source have been depleted, the microbes start growing and they stop generating methane gas or the biogas. As well as along with it, carbon dioxide generation is also stops, and oxygen and nitrogen levels, they return to the atmospheric levels. So almost the same as was in the start, but the cellulose or the bio-waste has been utilized, and we also have a high density of microbes as well. So you can see here, these are the 5 major processes through which biogas plant goes if all the processes are well optimized and well maintained. This was about how different stages occur during the methane biogas production. We'll talk more about it in our upcoming sessions.